Okay, hold on. I'm on the phone. We just say on the phone. See, I try to tell them, man. They just be trying to do me wrong over here. They're just trying to kick me out. That's why I had to call the police. I didn't want to have to call you guys. I really didn't want to have to call you guys again. I was just talking to Jamar too about, I'm going to move my trailer into a storage unit, and then if I had to stay in my truck, I would. But he can't. He was just trying to make me leave in the morning, and I would have left at a decent time. But now I want him to serve me some papers because he trying to do it the wrong way, trying to be rude about it.
Miss Collins, what can we do for you today?
First of all, I just want to say I really do. I really hate that you guys had to come out a second time. I hate that you guys had to come out the first time, but then again, it's like
First time, like last time I was out
no,
here?
no, today,
Today? There's another problem today?
Yeah, about the electricity and stuff. That was all, and then so
Who came out here?
Park.
Harvey Park?
Yeah, Park, and so I explained to him what happened. They gave him a different story, whatever, and I came back. They were gone, and I was back there, and he drove back there, and I'm sitting with the doors open because it's hot. My electricity is off now, so that's why forgive me for dressing like this, but I was hot in there. And so he drove. He said, "You got to be out of here by 10:30 in the morning." I said, "What? You can't just kick me out like that." He said, "I ain't got nothing to do with it. You got to be out, or the wrecking yard is gonna pull you out of here." I said, "Don't do that." You know what I'm saying? Because it's just gonna make a bigger situation. I said, "Because really, ain't nothing in there I care about." Yes, I am recording this conversation. I always do. I know you guys are too. But and so I was like, you can't just take my trailer out without, what I'm saying, without my consent. I even texted him that after he drove off and told me that he was going to try to take it out. I said, you cannot take it because I wanted that to be on the record too. I did not give you consent to take my trailer or anybody. So I would have left. I was already talking to my son about putting my trailer into a storage and probably stand in my truck for a while until I can figure something out. Because I really don't like it here. You know what I'm saying? It's been nothing, it ain't been peaceful at all. It's just been nothing but chaos. I try to stay back there. The only reason why I come up here is every blue moon to take a shower or to have to turn my electricity on all the time. And so all the time you tell me he's going to fix it, the lies, and I just tell him, now I'm done. I already know you're not going to do it. Everything you're saying you're doing. He's got the 2 pieces in there. He had me bring them in there this morning. He still didn't do it, the little pieces that he was going to put in there. So I had him, I gave them to him. He still didn't do it because he never do what he say he's going to do. And then he's going to come back there and just tell me I have to leave. And I'm like, no, you can't just do that. I would have left at a decent time. We could have talked about it, but by you just telling me I just have to leave, that is at 10:30 in the morning? No, I said, no, we're not going to do it that way. So I said, I need to have this somewhere on record that, if they do take my trailer in the morning, that it's this guy who did it and his sister. I've never met her. She's never came over here. I've always only rented from him, so
Okay.
that's all I called you for.
Well, it sounds like a lot of this has already been issued out. I already told him you can't just leave it, and a tow truck is going to be smart enough to not to just tow somebody's property out like that if you're living in there.
Well, yeah, and I leave in the morning to
your-
take my
what's your
daughter to school.
process?
That's the thing. I don't want them to.
What's your process on getting out of here, though? Because they're going to get you evicted at some point.
Oh,
The
yeah,
same
no,
as whenever I was out here in the winter.
Right, yeah.
So why are
And
you still there?
because the guys that you told me that had to stay there, he kicked them all out because they was not supposed to be there. So except for Robert, So that's why I was like, these people are just renters, just like me, except for they have a room and I have my own trailer. So that was the only difference. But you was fussing about, yeah, they have, and I don't have money. I am very, very, very poor. So it ain't like why haven't I left? If I had the opportunity before, now remember, your name. But if I had the opportunity to move before, trust me, I would have a long time ago. I cry and I stress and I have anxiety in that trailer almost every night because I'm stuck out here. You know. So yeah, I'm going to
Contact
figure
the
out.
shelter.
I've tried everything. You know, I would stay in the shelter. Trust me, I would rather stayed in the shelter than here. You know, because he had some creepy people out here, and I had in the wintertime doing some creepy stuff around my trailers, but they're all gone. Like he said, it ain't really David, because he really do like me as a person, you know. But all these people that's been making things mad, and yeah, I did yell at him last night, and that's probably what really made him mad, because I did yell at him, you know. I'm like yelling, and he's like, "Don't yell at me," and you know, I'm already over the top right now. This was at 3 o'clock in the morning when my electricity got cut off, so I'm like, and it'd be Robert, it'd be this guy right here. He's been doing it for the longest time, and I told you that last time, you know. And I got that on. I record everything, but I even got recordings of him when I was in there with Robert, you know, telling me, you know, touching on me and stuff like this and everything. I told him not to do it, and that's probably why he don't like me here, and he want me to leave because I won't have sex with him, you know. That's the thing. I won't have sex with him. And he gets mad about that. And I told you that last time. And it was 3 days ago. I said, can we just start over, David? Because we haven't talked since then. I said 3 days ago. And I can show you the text messages there too. I said, can we start over a clean slate? Because, you know, my electricity hasn't been messed with for about like 3 or 4 days. It's a week. So I was like, okay, you know, everything's cool now. So I said, can we start over? He said, yeah. And that's after I took my shower. David wasn't here. And I even told David about that, but I was sitting there. He said, well, you want to smoke a blunt with me? I said, yeah, I'll smoke a blunt with you while we talk, you know. And then he started touching on me, like all over, like extremely everywhere. And I'm like, stop. And there was no stop, ever no stop. I mean, I've never had nobody be that aggressive with me. And I'm waiting to find another woman out here to know him, because we're going to find an assault charge on him, because what he did to me, I know he's done it to other people. Just way aggressive. And I was a little afraid of him at then, but I was like, you know, I can handle this with just keeping calm, you know, and just let him know. But he didn't stop. So he texted me and he was like, "Can you just take me to Walmart that day?" You know, I got his number. He said, "Can you take me to Walmart, give you gas?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I do that." But then he get in my truck and say, "Oh, I don't need to go to Walmart, but I want to drive out there with you." No, I'm not going to just take you with me. I don't like people riding with me. I said, "But I need the gas, so if you wanted to go, I would have did that." And then now again, my electricity's been messing with. It's been flicking. I have a YouTube channel, so I've been working on my the YouTubes and stuff on my computer. And every time they cut off my electricity, my computer cuts all the way off, and it has to start over again. It takes an hour for me to get back to where I started. And I could even show you my YouTube channel. It's probably my last video. You know, so I do a lot of work in there. Just even creating stuff. I create everything I put in my YouTube channel. And ever since I shouldn't have never told them that too, because they know my computer cut off. They bothering me. They're bothering me, you know.
Well, it sounds like right now, it's.
Yeah,
Fingers
I'm
crossed they're
going.
not
Yeah,
gonna kick
yeah.
your,
This time
they're
I'm
not
going
gonna
to
kick
leave.
your stuff off, and they're not gonna tow your car off.
I
Okay?
appreciate that, yes, sir.
So,
But I will, and you know, I appreciate. I know about the serving papers. I know all that too, but I plan to move before then. You know, I plan to move before then. But you got to let him know too to just get that paperwork in process.
I did.
Okay, all right.
They're
I
gonna-
appreciate that
pass
too.
it on to-
And can I get? I got your name though already. Can I get yours?
Pazan.
Pazar? Yeah.
All right.
You guys
Thank
have
you,
a good night. I appreciate it. And I hope you guys ain't got to come back out. Yeah, I'm still here. You heard everything. Oh, wrong. I was talking on the wrong phone. Okay, well, at least you know that I can go to jail and stuff. And also they said that they can't just move my trailer out here in the morning and stuff like that. So yeah, I had to call him because he was just going to talk about, I ain't got nothing to do with it. They gonna move your trailer. I know they won't, you know, because I know the law, you know. Nothing else. I know the law. So, but thank you for staying on the phone with me. I love you. And I'll talk to you later, okay? Bye. Huh? Oh, okay. I think that's the insurance company. Or insurance is a. What is. It's a what kind of. Okay, I think. Yeah, that's either. That's. I think that's my insurance. The insurance for the cars or something. But insurance or it's something. I don't know. That sounds. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. All right. Okay, thank you. I love you. Just put it in your backpack. Well, no, you don't have to. Just leave it in your room. And if I come, when I come and get you, if I remember, I just say, bring it out. So, okay, hon. Look. Yeah, I'll be good. I'm all right. But I'll see you in the morning, okay? Okay. You have a good night. Love you.